Dr. Arun Swarup. I live at Marol. It's quite close to the international airport. But I was born very much in Bombay. My parents are also from Bombay. My mom was a teacher at Podar School. My dad was a BSc Tech from Japan. And he did his BSc Tech in Japan for 3 years, I think. After he did his BSc Tech in Punjab. We were a family of 4 brothers and 1 sister. You want the entire family background that way?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So my eldest brother was into textiles, so he was in my dad's line. The brother next to him is a cardiac surgeon. Then we had a sister in between. She was also a science graduate. Then there was another brother of mine who really didn't do much in life. Then I was the youngest. I became a dentist. It's interesting how I became a dentist. One afternoon, my mom had a habit of reading a lot of Mills and Boons, romance. So she was sitting in the balcony reading Mills and Boons, so I went and told her. I said, look, I'm not being able to decide what I should do. She said, your elder brother is doing MBBS, you do BDS. I said, okay, I do BDS. That's how I became a dentist. I used to go to temples because I was told to go. I never liked going to temples. And to be honest, I've been to a church more often than I've been to a temple because I had studied in a missionary school. And there also we used to go to church, not for any religious purpose, but because the girls were very good there. Temples never really interested me very much. Number one, they were not very clean. Number two, there was a lot of, too many gods and too many pictures and too many idols. I don't believe in idol worship. I just don't believe in it. And to me, I think religion is a creation of the weak mind. You take away religion from the world's a great place. Well, the word God again is man-made, so to me it has got no meaning. But obviously there is something which is holding the planets together, which is making the Earth take its orbit, making the sun give out energy. So I would believe entirely in energy. You see, about 15 years back, a patient of mine told me that there is a system which believes in energy, in harnessing energy, using energy to purposeful work. So she is the one who introduced me to a system, I don't know if that's the right word, called Reiki. Okay. That's where you kind of harness the energy and use it for purposeful purposes. I have trained as a Reiki 1, 2 and 3. In Reiki 1, they open up your chakras. In Reiki 2, they give you a few symbols. And in Reiki 3, you get the symbol for healing. There is a Reiki 3B, on virtue of which you can attune other people and open their chakras.
Tell me about your experience about being drawn to Reiki and what it means for you today.
Actually, today it means everything to me. So much so that I'll cite an example. My wife was to have her wisdom tooth taken out. Reiki also works on not necessarily animate human beings or living things. It also works on dead things. Your car's not starting, you do Reiki, it might start. I'm not saying it will start. So she said, no, this wisdom tooth, I don't want to go to an oral surgeon. You take it out. I said, well, it's not my job. It's the job of an oral surgeon. She said, no, you take it out. If it breaks or if there's a complication, we'll see. So what I did was I gave Reiki to her X-ray. And in Reiki, basically you request the energies to perform a particular task. I took out a tooth and trust me, it came out like a piece of cake. Huh? I don't know how it happened. I'm a man of science. So I would seek scientific evidence, but I don't know how this worked. Reiki, when you give a person, it works on the basis of endocrine glands. You're stimulating endocrines, no? That's how it works. But in this case, I really don't know, and there are many cases. So from that day onwards, whenever I'm doing any patient, let's say you come to me for a root canal, I'll give Reiki to your X-ray first before I start with the root canal. The days I forget to do it, it's not as good.
Do you feel like you have ever had a pivotal moment in your life where you really had to rely upon the universe, the universal energy, for you?
I feel it's every moment of my life, every breath I take, I need to rely on the universe. We are constantly depleting the earth of resources. I mean, every moment is crucial. You have been into this faith thing for a very long time, I'm sure. You interviewed a lot of people, so you are extremely aware about the amount of abuse that the pollution is going through. So I would say I need Reiki all the time. Eating, drinking, sleeping, for everything. I need energy. I need not necessarily use the word Reiki. All of us need it. Just the other day I read an article in the newspaper that the trees are getting longer to fight pollution. It is as if the carbon dioxide is acting as a catalyst for them to grow. But they are growing. I mean, if Earth and the planet as such is doing things to protect itself, it's a shame that these guys who are living on the resources of the planet are doing absolutely nothing. I feel if a bunch of people can get down positive energies to the planet, you're doing humanity a big favor. It's because you really have to do it. Each one of us has to do it.
How have you changed on this?
I was a very, very, very aggressive person. Very short-tempered. So much so that if a bus would drive across rough against my car, even without touching me, I would go jam the car, go into the driver's cabin and thrash him out. Not because of my force, because at that point of time I used to be insane. My behavior used to be absolutely irrational, worse than an animal. Today, you try and irritate me as much as you want. It's difficult. I'm not saying it's impossible. Even today I have times when I do get annoyed, so it's really calmed me down. Mellowed me out to a very, very big extent.
How has your faith changed?
But to be honest with you, I never had any faith to change. Let me say this was the first faith I've had, and I never felt it necessary to change. I would still, if I'm going across a church, make the sign of the cross, going across a temple, fold my hand, because it's so strongly rooted into us Hindus that it's difficult to get rid of it. It comes reflexively. But that doesn't mean I believe in it.
I noticed that you have Ganesh and the other deities here. Is this more cultural for you, or it's spiritual, or it's for the patients?
It's not spiritual. Definitely not. It's not spiritual. But yes, it would be like a way to connect with the Almighty, the Creator, the energy force, something that's governing all of us, governing the sunrise and sunset and stuff like that, something that This would be a good way to connect. It's just a vision. It's not something that can never ever come true. No countries, no boundaries, no religion, no faith, a common understanding of each other, living like human beings, no violence, and definitely no religion. It should be one world with no boundaries that this is this country, that's that country, and this is this. No. It should be one world. We are all human beings. We have been created with one heart, two eyes. Anatomically, we are the same. We have different blood groups. So if you want to classify a person, classify according to blood groups, not according to North America or South Africa. That's my greatest wish. I wish this world would be one place where anyone can move anywhere. Like today, if I have to go on a holiday, I have to take so many visas and stuff. And for what? It's one place. Why not keep it one place? That's my greatest wish. If it ever comes true, let's live like human beings. And what is all this nonsense, Coming, shooting people, killing people on for what? As I said, told you earlier also, take away religion. The world is a much, much peaceful place. That's my greatest wish. Let's all come together.